And I guess this is one of the central insights of what is called the social intuitionist model of moral psychology, which is now, I guess, is the dominant perspective in moral psychology. And this was initially proposed, or at least it was proposed in its most complete initial form by a paper by Jonathan Haidt, who I think many of your viewers will know from his free speech activism and his criticism of certain campus trends. But before that still is an extremely prominent social psychologist, and the thing which really made his name was this paper, which was published over 15 years ago now, which was called The Emotional Dog and the Rational Tail.
Yes, The Emotional Dog and its Rational Tail. Yeah.
In this, he made the argument that that sort of pace what moral psychologists had been describing before, which was a moral reasoning standpoint, or moral reasoning idea that we figure out what's morally right through a rational process. Instead, this is rooted in the long tradition in social psychology and behavioral economics and all sorts of things that really we have the intuition first, and then we rationalize our argument afterwards. So there's something that we want to believe initially, and then we figure out the reason why we believe that subsequently. We think that we are rationally explaining, that we have rational reasons for all our, say, political positions or our economic positions, or even the way we think about our friends. But what's much more likely is that we started off with certain intuitions, which might be rooted in, say, these evolved reasons. They might be rooted in, say, our political identification and our desire to be a good member of our group. And so we have these intuitions to begin with, and then later we come and try to explain why that's the case. But we believe them for the rational reasons. Freud, right? He talked about the three revolutions, the three big scientific revolutions. And the first scientific revolution was the Copernican revolution, where he said that it knocked humans off the pedestal of thinking that we were at the center of the universe. And so now it's destabilizing for humans. It also told people that we were spinning rapidly at 66,000 miles an hour. And people are, I'm not spinning, this is really destabilizing, you're telling me I'm spinning, I'm not spinning. It was very destabilizing. And then the next revolution was the Darwinian revolution that says, okay, well, not only are you not at the center of the universe, you're not different from the beasts. In fact, you are part of the same, there's no qualitative line. You are an animal. And then Freud said the third revolution was his own revolution, where he talked about, well, now, not only are we a beast that's not at the center of the universe, but that rational mind that we thought we had, well, no, there's all sorts of stuff in the unconscious that's kind of kicking about that means that, no, you're not even in possession of the thing you think you're in possession of. And I think all those revolutions were important because they make us critical of ourselves. They encourage a sense of self-doubt. And that, I think, is one of the biggest lessons of social psychology, right? The confirmation bias, right? Criticize yourself. Don't believe everything that you think. And that's at the heart of the scientific method, is sort of a social way that we've figured out to question your own beliefs so that you don't believe something that isn't true and you don't disbelieve something that is true. And that's the single most important thing you can learn, I think, to make yourself a better thinker, is to be critical of the things that you already want to believe.